Hey everyone out there, YouTube. So I'm back with another video today. Sorry for my epic meltdown of Final Fantasy 15 last week, but I'm just so fucking excited that, you know, a game that I've literally been waiting on for like 10 years now. Like I was a freshman in college. I was 19. I was a freshman in college. My 1999 Grand Dam at the time was like 7 years old, I think, Um It was just like a lot's happened in 10 years, I'm sure people have died. People who've wanted to play that game, could have possibly died. So it's just like, whoa. But actually, I'm coming on here to talk about the talk about Final Fantasy 15. Now, I've never reviewed games before. Um so it's going to be kind of quick and easy, but I do want you guys to know if you're into it. I mean, already they're showing that how many 5 million units have been shipped. So that's really fucking good for Final Fantasy, especially. That's damn good. So just to give you an idea though, so Final Fantasy 15 is an RPG. If you don't know what an RPG is, as far as like a comparable battle system, think of it as Kingdom Hearts, but it's basically RPGs. Whenever in the past, when we referred to RPGs, most people thought Final Fantasy 7, and that's when a lot of people would say turn-based. So you see turn-based RPG, and it's like you put in the command, you attack, and then they come back, and then the enemy. So like you put in the command, they attack, bam, they come back, enemy right here, bam, attack, bam, come back. And it was basically how it was. This is going to be complete. This is different from Final Fantasy, for a mainstream Final Fantasy title. And I'm kind of glad they're doing it this way, because it completely changes, I don't know, completely changes everything. This is the first, I would say this is the first, I guess Final Fantasy 12 might really be the first, but this is like one of the more well-known ones that have actually implemented like real-time action. You know what I mean? At least the thing in Final Fantasy 12 was like with the gamut system. It was more strategic based, but in this one it's actually like full time, like real-time action. You're running, you're hitting things akin to Kingdom Hearts. That's part of the reason why I said Kingdom Hearts, is because the battle system is more akin to it, because it's from the same people who. It's from the same, I think, the same development team that actually did Kingdom Hearts. So this even has the same composer from Kingdom Hearts, Yoko Shimomura, which I'll get to that in a second. But so you basically have four people, all friends. You have the main character Noctis, you have Ignis, you have Prompto, and you have Gladio. So you have these four characters. They're all together. And they're with you throughout the entire game. So you're not gonna just leave them. There are times when you have to split up with them, but they're not. They're never going to leave. As far as pacing goes, I felt that the game was well paced, in my opinion, for it being as big of a game as it is. I thought it was very well paced. Most games in Final Fantasy, depends, like within the last few years, they haven't been that well paced. Specifically, I don't know. To me, they just haven't been well paced. So this is to me, this is like the fact that it's well paced. I feel like I have something right here. It looks like it. Nah, it's just my beard. But no, the game to me is well paced. It goes by chapters, so and it goes all the way up to 15 chapters. So you have and in these chapters, you can continue with the story, or you can do side quests. Side quests in the game take up a lot of your time, which is good. I love doing side quests. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to RPGs, so I like to do as much as I possibly can. So each chapter has a little bit of side quests, and you can go on. It's not to say if you go to another chapter, you can't do those side quests. You can always go back and revisit those side quests and do them at any time. It's no big deal. With that being said, you can either go through the chapters, continue with the story, and beat the game, and probably, like, as far as the story, you can beat the story in maybe 30. I clocked in at 30 hours, and that was after doing a lot of side quests. So you can get a lot of the story done, like, quick, actually. Um, but if you don't prepare or anything closer to the end, it's going to be really fucking hard. But I'll get to that in a little bit too. Um, so yeah, so the story is, I like the story. It's kind of complicated to follow sometimes because I think the game doesn't really, especially towards the end, the game doesn't really do a good job of elaborating on certain characters' motives and why they do the things that they do. And then, like, not only that, they don't really take in the motives, and they don't really bring it back to how that that coincides with the game. You know what I mean? So you have these characters, and their motives are a bit unclear, but but I mean, I guess for what it's worth, it's good. I feel like they could do a little bit better, which, by the way, as of this video, was it December 9th, 2016, they are actually going to be releasing a patch for Chapter 13. And Chapter 13 obviously is close to the end. Once you get to Chapter 13, you'll understand it's long, it's tedious, it's fucking stupid. I'm glad that they're putting more in there because it's gonna, hopefully it'll flesh out a little bit more. Like, they can always do more. Like, to me, it seems like they could always add more scenes to flesh stuff out, you know, because I feel like some things, especially towards the end, when it comes to the, you know, the exposition, it just gets to where it's like, what the fuck is that? Why did they do that? You know what I mean? You're busy trying to figure things out, and then when you get to the end, it's a very ambiguous ending. So it's like, what? I mean, I guess it resolves well enough, but it's just like, what? So so yeah, I mean, the story, as far as the pacing goes, I think the story's good. You can beat it in 30 hours easily. As far as the story, you can complete the story in 30 hours, but you can always go back and do the side quests, which is good. Is it worth the wait? Yeah, I think so. Final Fantasy 15 is definitely unlike any Final Fantasy I've ever played. I would say the closest, as far as like theme and probably direction, like art direction, or not art direction, but like thematic direction, I guess you could say. I would say the closest to that will probably be Final Fantasy 6. And only reason why I say that is because Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 15 gets dark really fucking quick. And like, it really comes out of nowhere. And I haven't played a Final Fantasy like this ever. And I think it's a good change for Square-Enix to do this stuff. That being said, I knew the game was going to be dark. I didn't think it was going to be this dark. Like, it's pretty intense. Like I said, it's probably I'd probably say Final Fantasy 6 is the closest to it. But aside from that, that's it's worth it. The game is worth it. You can invest so many hours into it just from the side quests alone. The story is good. There are a few little instances with the characters where it's kind of hard to follow their motives, but other than that, it's good. Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's worth the purchase. It's really, really worth the purchase. The story is fucking good. Even if it's hard to follow sometimes, it's good. I would say the characters, if you're wanting more development on the characters, watch things before you do it. So like the Brotherhood anime, watch that on YouTube, on Square Enix's page. Watch that, because that'll give you a little bit more depth behind the characters, because they don't really go a lot in depth with them, not too much, you know. King's Live, watch that movie, because it explains everything that's happening, and it makes the world feel a lot more whole. And yeah, it makes the world feel a lot more whole, so that way you can understand everything before going into the story, you know, the main story. And so my friend, he called it, we watched the movie together, and so he was playing through the game, and when he beat it, he was like, I would basically call this King's Life 2 Simba's Pride, you know, because it's basically like a redemption story, you know what I mean? So I say redemption, it's actually supposed to be something else, but I don't want to give too much away. But if you watch King's Life, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's everything. Don't want to get too much into it, but it's worth the purchase. Buy it. It's really good. I don't do score ratings because that's stupid. But I will be playing The Last Guardian. I got that too, so I'm going to be playing that within the next. Actually, I'm going to start it tonight. I'm really fucking excited to play this game. 8 years! 8 years! Oh my god, so when Shenmue 3 comes out, I'm just going to basically lose my mind. So, hope you guys are having a good day. Leave comments, videos. One guy in my last video said Final Fantasy 12 was better. I don't think so, but you know, everyone has their own opinion. I hated Final Fantasy 12. I don't even know why they're bringing it like the Zodiac Age. Fuck that. Final Fantasy 12 fucking sucked. So did Final Fantasy 13. 12 was much better than 13, I'll give it that, but 13 was just, oh my god. Yeah, so sorry for that little tangent right there. So if you want to, leave a comment below. Subscribe if you want. You don't have to, but I just put videos just because I like to do it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the game too, and let others know, so that way if they read the comments, they can see like, oh, this might be worth the purchase or not, you know. So but I will say, for the people who are going to buy it, wait for that patch for chapter 13, or at least if nothing else, because I won't be able to like see it unless I go back through and play the game. As far as I know, I don't know, they haven't released much of anything else yet, but wait until that patch comes out and then do chapter 13, because hopefully it'll go a little bit more in depth with characters and stuff. So you guys have a good day, and talk to you later. Bye.